Okay, so today's piece is by Japanese composer Yuri Umemoto. It's called But ellipses You're a Minor, right? For piano and fixed media. Written in 2023. This was the only uh, score of Yuri's that I found around that time that was free, like the score was freely available. Most of his music is for sale on his website. You can see right from the start that there's basically five pianos. It's kind of written for five pianos, but I think only the top line is played by the performer. All the other ones are kind of multi-tracked. And then the only other thing that is a feature of the fixed media is this voice saying Maisen Desho, demo Maisen Desho, which translates to you're a minor, right? But you're a minor, right? And that's about it. So there's a lot going on in this. It's kind of reminiscent of Steve Reich, like his New York Counterpoint, pieces like that. But it also incorporates this element of like the voice itself is kind of like an anime voice, so it's drawing from Japanese pop culture as well. And Umemoto is all about that. His music does a lot of sort of um, culture mixing, cultural exchange between like Japanese pop culture and Western European art music. Okay, about, let's go through his bio. Born in 2002 in Tokyo. He built his music through notation, recording, and editing, often incorporating recorded voices and songs. He creates works ranging from stage performances to recordings. His practice spanning classical and contemporary music, as well as club, experimental, ambient, and pop music scenes. Upcoming projects include this new opera, Crypt, with librettist Gareth Matty, directed by Christian Egan, and with an ensemble of flute, clarinet, oboe, violin, viola, cello, cembalo, and percussion, and then a cast of four singers, and some sort of incorporation of anime, because there's an anime design director. This past year, he's been a residency fellow at Academy Schloss Solitude in Stuttgart, Germany. And he's received a bunch of performances, mostly in Europe, so Switzerland, Germany, UK. I think it's interesting that he opted for like just alphabetical like listing of all the pieces and then a search bar. So like if you search for piano pieces, he has a set of three pieces for toy piano, uh, another piece from 2023 for piano and fixed media, and then he has a piece for variable instrumentation that has been done on both piano and cello. Uh, Piece for violin and AI piano from 2021. You can see it's all still alphabetical. But yeah, he has some piano solo pieces, a piece for piano left hand from 2020. Um, yeah, and it's all very recent, right? Most of this dating back to 2020. Maybe I can find something earlier. Yeah, there's some 2019 stuff. Nothing from 2017. So let's have a listen to this piece together. I'll put a link in the video description, and I'll let you know what I think. All of his pieces are well, most of his pieces are fairly short. Obviously, this opera isn't going to be very short. So this thing I think is what, 5 minutes? But yeah, I remember it being like 4 to 5 minutes long. It's not crazy long, so. Okay, so yeah, you'll notice Hyun Lim is a name that was mentioned yesterday or the day before, maybe. When I was talking about this spreadsheet of Japanese composers writing for piano and electronics. There's like a list of pieces from Japan. So it's all coming back to me, sort of like how I found the stuff online. I think I discovered Yuri Umemoto's music first. Then I discovered this pianist who does a lot of Umemoto's music. And then I found that spreadsheet through them. It looks like they have a lot of other stuff on their channel though. But yeah, pretty much all the sort of piano solo pieces by Yuri are on here, and pieces with piano and electronics. It's interesting. There's some Nicole Zay too. Okay, so my thoughts about this piece. It's pretty straightforward. I like that it very overtly references Steve Reich. Like it's very reminiscent of it. But um, I also think it's interesting how the anime sample interacts with the music. The sort of flowing line is like this E major scale, but it's missing the A, and it's also it just spans a major seventh, so you get this really pronounced major seventh throughout the piece. And I think these notes are kind of pulled by ear more or less from the speech of the anime character, um, because it pitch matches really well with the sample when it's layered. So,
Thank you so much.
and I think there was a process of like layering the anime sample, right? And then also layering the pianos together. So it's interesting. There's like this parallel being made, and it's probably a lot more effective in sort of a live setting. Um, the question, of course, is like which piano line do you choose to take? They're all more or less the same in terms of how interesting they are. I think the first piano would make the most sense because it starts the piece. But yeah, the anime it's from is To Heart to AD, and it's an OVA episode called Happy New Year. I'm just grabbing this from the comments of the video. Um, so yeah, obviously the another thing that comes to mind as a as sort of a Westerner looking at what Yuri's doing is like there's a lot of copyright infringement that just happens naturally by quoting these pieces of pop culture. And it may not be as much of a problem in Japan, but I think a big reason we don't see this type of thing so much in America or Canada is because copyright law is so strict and intense over here. Anyways, so yeah, it looks like they have a booking manager and also an LLC. So there are definitely people to contact if you're interested in playing Yuri's music. You can also contact Yuri directly. I believe I saw on the score, like on the list of works page, that scores were free to anyone under the age of 23. So if you're a young student, maybe it's worth reaching out to the composer and getting to know his music a bit better, especially um, if this stuff really interests you, you know.